Alrighty, what is going on, everybody? My name is Blitzwinger, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to a brand new Blitz News Update. And today we're going to be discussing new Lego superhero sets, and more importantly, I don't know why I said like Lego instead of Lego, but Lego superhero sets, and more specifically, they are certainly quite mighty and they are quite micro. So yeah, that was my play on words for the mighty micros. Now, if you don't know what the mighty micros are, essentially it is very small sets. Most of the time I would say they're about under 100 pieces, most of the time probably even under 90 pieces or so. Little sets that feature basically a little race card or a race cart, I guess, maybe even more so than a race car, and then also a superhero and a supervillain in one pack. I think that so far they have been really cool. My most favorite aspect about this is that, first of all, we've been getting a lot of really cool characters, and second of all, and more importantly, I really love how expressive the character prints are on the faces of these characters. Like, they're not just your generic like smirk or like, oh, I'm angry and I just do this face. They're actually super duper animated and over the top, and those are really fun for whether it be stop motions, customs, or just really cool displays. Plus, it really has me hopeful that at some point TT Games would make a Mighty Micros racing game, because I think that could be so much fun to get like a tiny little racing game. It could be even only like on the 3DS or something like that, but I think that that could be a really fun game. Nonetheless, let's get rocking and rolling. We have got a reveal of 3 new sets for the DC superheroes and also 3 new sets for the Marvel heroes. And with that being said, let me start things off with the DC side of things. So we're going to kick things off with set number 76068, and it is the Mighty Micro set known as Superman versus Bizarro. So this is going to be quite a bizarre race, and what I was very much hoping that they would do with this particular set was not just recolor it, but I was hoping that it would be a complete rebuild of the vehicle. So basically, like, I was hoping that the Superman car would be facing one way and the Bizarro one would be facing another way, and it looks like they did a little bit of that, but some things are missing, like the fin and everything. So I do wish that it was like an exact replica, but the other way around. I mean, you do get like the exact same pieces, but in a little bit of a different color. So it's almost the same idea that I would want to see, but I still think that it could have been like taken to that one other level to make it even more like hilarious and even more funny, where it would be the exact opposite replica of the Superman vehicle for Bizarro. I think that would have been really cool to see. I still really like both vehicles. I think that they're simplistic enough and cool looking enough. Plus, again, really love the overly animated expression that we get for Superman, and I love that kind of like open mouth, kind of like confused face expression for Bizarro. Like, Bizarro is always confused, so I really do love that that is super duper fitting the character of Bizarro. With that in mind, let's move on over to the Mighty Micro set for Batman versus Killer Moth. I was like, wait, what? I mean, I knew we would get a Batman set because, you know, usually they need to pack in a very iconic or big character. Like in the last set, it's Superman versus Bizarro, a less known character. Here, it's Batman versus Killer Moth. I thought that they would still stick with some more, you know, the heavy hitters in the Batman universe. So I thought that they would stick with, you know, someone along the lines of like the Penguin or the Joker or someone like that. But instead, we get Killer Moth, and what a fantastic minifigure it is. Of course, you might not be a big fan of the shorter legs that they use for the Mighty Micros, but if you want, you can always just replace those with your own pair of legs from another set, from another figure, so on and so forth, and you get a pretty fantastic body and head and wings and a really cool helmet for Killer Moth, and I just really love the expression. It looks fantastically well done. The Batman's a little bit generic. I'm not a big fan of the actual Batman minifigure. I don't know, it just feels a little bit kind of like, oh, been there, done that, even though I do have to say there's something really cool about the classic kind of just gray, blue, and yellow design. I really do like that, and I think that the little vehicle that we get this time is pretty cool as well. It's different to the previous iteration that we got for the Batman vehicle, so I do like that quite a bit. So this time we have kind of almost like a Batcopter, you would call it, because it's got the little flying element up top. And the Killer Moth vehicle is fantastic. It's very much looks like a mosquito or some sort of a bug, so I think that they absolutely nailed that. And I'd probably say that the Killer Moth vehicle is either, well, it's my favorite in the DC sets for sure, but it's probably my second favorite overall out of the ones that we have now been privy to find out about. So let's move on over right to the final DC superheroes Mighty Micros And this is the Wonder Woman set, so it's really cool that we're getting the big trinity of characters, you know, Wonder Woman, Superman, and Batman, and each of them gets to face off against a villain. And in the case of Wonder Woman, she will come along in a set with Doomsday. So that's very, very, very awesome. I'm very happy to see Doomsday, especially in this particular scale. I think that's really cool. I love the shoulder pieces that he gets and the little beard that he gets, plus the hair piece looks fantastic. The face is so cool, just like amazing, amazing print work on the face. I really, really do love that quite a bit. I feel like the vehicle is a little kind of like, I'm not sure what's going on there. Like, it looks like something like out of the jungle with just a whole bunch of spikes and then some fire in the back. So that's a bit unfortunate. I wish that the vehicle was a bit more creative than that, but it just, I guess maybe Doomsday wouldn't be a particularly creative kind of fella, but I don't know. I just feel like the vehicle was a little bit generic for my personal taste. Now, on Wonder Woman's side of things, I really love the print on the face. I think that looks tremendously well done. And of course, we have the invisible jet, so that is really, really cool. And I love that she actually comes along with her shield and sword, so obviously kind of inspired by that particular look of Wonder Woman, not just the lasso, which we've seen before with many other Wonder Woman figures. Now we actually get the sword and shield in this set, so that's really cool because, again, you get a different and a more varied version of Wonder Woman, so that's super duper cool. Now, let's slide on over right to the Marvel side of things, and we kick things off with the web slinger himself. It's Spider-Man, and then one of my personal favorites, because I remember fighting him in, I think it was Spider-Man 2 or one of the like really old like PlayStation 1 games, and that is Scorpion. I don't know why, ever since that video game, I remember Scorpion like was just fondly remembered as a character that I like just because of the way he looked and that boss fight in the game. So I was really, really happy to see a Scorpion minifigure. Again, I will certainly be either picking up 2 of these or maybe picking up 1 and then replacing the legs, because I want to have like a full-scale minifigure of Scorpion. I think they nailed the tail. It looks super duper cool. I'm actually really interested to see what kind of a piece is that. Like, does it have any articulation points or not? I hope it does at least have one articulation point, because I think that would be awesome. The face is really, really nicely done. I think that the Spider-Man print is the exact same one that we've gotten before. I'm not certain about that, but I, like, off the top of my head, I just remembered that I'm pretty sure he had the exact same expression. He did have a different accessory and vehicle last time in the Mighty Micros. Like, he had a camera, I believe, and I think that the vehicle obviously wasn't the same. So this time we get kind of more of a spider buggy, and Scorpion gets a really cool kind of Scorpion-inspired vehicle with the front claws on the front and a Scorpion little accessory as well. So then let's move on over to probably my favorite set of the bunch, and that is, out of all the sets, not just the Marvel sets, and that is Iron Man versus Thanos. A lot of really cool new pieces in the set. First of all, Thanos' vehicle, the best one by far. It's an Infinity Gauntlet on wheels with all the Infinity Gems. How awesome is that? That is super duper cool. I love the Mighty Micro figure of Thanos, because we have gotten a big fig before, but now we actually have a tiny version of Thanos, and he does have the Infinity Gauntlet, so that's super duper sweet. But I have to say that another standout in the set is the Tony Stark figure. Look at that print work. It is awesome. And then look at the Iron Man helmet. I love how that looks like old school comic book Iron Man. I really, really love that design. I love the design of the armor as well, and his vehicle is pretty decent. I'd probably say that Iron Man's vehicle is the weakest part of this set and probably my least favorite part of the set, but Thanos' vehicle, on point, very awesome. Thanos Mighty Micro, really cool, because he also comes with the Infinity Gauntlet, and the Tony Stark / Iron Man figure, really, really, really a pleasant surprise, because we've gotten so many Iron Man figures at this point, or Tony Stark even figures, that it was kind of getting like, okay, well, can they do something different? Like, can they do something more reinvigorating? Like, do something cool with the figure? And they certainly did that here. I think they absolutely nailed it, going with this much more kind of animated, cartoonish design. I love it, and I cannot wait to see more, because I would love to see like a stealth suit done up this way. Do a Silver Centurion armor. You could do an old gold, like gold Midas kind of design. Like, you could old gold. No, I meant to say old gold design. So I would love, 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 love to see renditions of this particular design now in different colors and such, because that would be super duper sweet to see. And then last but certainly not least, which was a really pleasant surprise to me personally, because we haven't really been getting all that much X-Men love in Lego form, we have an X-Men set, and it's Wolverine versus Magneto. And in this set, I have to say, Both vehicles are actually pretty cool because you have the X-Jet for Wolverine, kind of an inspired design for his little cart. And I love that Magneto's vehicle is basically like a tiny little buggy that has a giant magnet built around the seat. So I think that that's really good attention to detail. And then the two minifigures are pretty cool as well. Wolverine has a really cool expression. I love the old school kind of classic look that we have for Wolverine here as well. The very simplistic look, but I think it works. Sometimes less is more, as the old saying goes. And I really love the blue gloves as well. Very nice touch there. And then for Magneto, I love that head sculpt because you could totally use that for so many other figures. You could totally use that for like a Spawn maybe. You could then go ahead and, not head sculpt, sorry, I meant like the head paint and everything. The paint job, I guess, on the head piece. And you could use that for maybe like a black suited Spider-Man redesign. Like there are just so many characters that you could totally apply that to. I love that expression. I love that they basically went for the idea of him wearing a helmet and therefore his face is in the shadows so you don't really see anything except his eyes. I think that just is a really, really clever idea. And again, it just makes the Mighty Micros worth collecting. If you're a fan of the superhero line like I am, that was what got me into recollecting Lego again. I was like, okay, yeah, I kind of want to try this and this and this. And then slowly but surely now I'm like collecting Nexo Knights and I'm collecting some other things as well. But it was the superheroes that got me back into it. It's really cool that we're getting so much more creative sets in the superhero lineup. Like, yes, we get obviously stuff that's inspired by the movies and stuff that's like basically scenes out of the movies, and some of those sets are terrific. But we're also getting stuff like this that is just super duper creative, awesome stuff that I cannot wait to see more of. So I'm a big supporter and a big proponent of the Mighty Micros line, and I hope it continues into the future, because if we can continue to pair like a big hero with a really cool villain, and sometimes even an obscure villain like Killer Moth, relatively speaking, or like Scorpion, it's really cool to see, and I hope that they continue to do this into the future. Please, ladies and gentlemen, let me know down in the comment section below what was your favorite Mighty Micros set. So I am looking forward to hearing from you. And of course, as always, have an absolutely fantastic day, guys, and I'll see you later, alligators. Bye-bye, everyone.